in the gap. Jaira Damadava Jai Kunja Vihari Turtles. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Giri Varadari Jai Giri Varadari Yasodanandana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jai Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Giri Varadari Jai Giri Varadari Jai Yasodanandana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jai Braja Jararanjana Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Gauranitai. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai. Nitai Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thanks. There you go. Thank you very much. So today we read from the Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, and his text, this is Madhya Lila, chapter 9, text, which text we have on board? 261? 59 and 61, okay. Sorry to disappoint everyone. I came for Giriraj Swami's class, but then I've been asked to replace him. He's probably not feeling well. So you have to bear with me today. Hare Krishna. Reading from Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Jai Jai Sri Caitanya Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Caitanya, Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Caitanya Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So read the verse. This one, 59 doesn't have, actually it's 59 and 60 together. And I'll be talking a little bit on the text 261. Shravanam, that's the one you got on board? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So that's the one, yeah? Okay, so you want to go ahead? You want to read the verse? Oh, it's not that one on the board. Okay. So iti pum sharpita, that's the one. 61 you got on board. Okay. All right, so what I'll do, I'll read the translation of this one, otherwise we get confused. And then we'll go on to 61. Is that okay with everyone? Yeah. I'm not going to go word by word, this is your page. Because there is another verse, thick one, after this one. And then there is the old page of word by word. So I'll go straight to the translation. This process entails hearing, chanting, and remembering the holy name, form, pastimes, quality, and entourage of the Lord. Offering service according to the time, place, and performer. Worshipping deity, offering prayers, always considering oneself the eternal servant of Krishna, making friends with him, and dedicating everything unto him. These 9 items of devotional service, when directly offered to Krishna, constitute the highest attainment of life. This is the verdict of the revealed scriptures. So, now there is one very skinny purport here on this one. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu quoted these verses from Srimad Bhagavatam 07/5/23-24. So now we read text 261. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Ha, Ite, Haite, Krishne, Haya, Prema, Say, Panchama, Purushartha, Purushartera, Sima. Go ahead. Anyone wants to read? Shravanam Krishna. Any ladies? Matajis or Vaishnavis? Shravana Kirtana, hearing and chanting. Hoite, from Krishna unto Lord Krishna. Haya, there is. Prema, transcendental love. Say that. Panchama Purusha Artha, the fifth platform of perfection of life. Purusha Artera Sima, the limit of goals of life. Translation with the purport of Srila Prabhupada. When one comes to the platform of loving service to Lord Krishna by executing these 9 processes, beginning with the hearing and chanting, he has attained the 5th platform of success and the limit of life's goals. Please repeat after me. When one comes to the platform of loving service to Lord Krishna, by executing these 9 processes, beginning with hearing and chanting, he has attained the 5th platform of success and the limit of life's goals. Purport. Everyone is after success in religion, economic development, sense gratification, and ultimately merging into the existence of Brahman. These are the general practices of the common man. But according to the strict principles of the Vedas, the highest attainment is to rise to the platform of Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.2. Dharma prayojita katavo traparamo nirmatsaranam satam. Vedyam vastavam atra vastu sivadam tapatrayon mulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mohamuni Krite Kim Va Parair Ishvara Sadyo Ridi Avarudyate Trakriti Bi Sushrubis Tat Kshanat. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, this Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is a reality distinguished from illusion, from the welfare of all, for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. What are the threefold miseries? Okay, translation in English? Because we have a lot of new people here. Adibodhiga, Adideviga, Adhyatmika, Sanskrit. But in English is?
It's from external forces, from the mind.
Miseries from the mind and body, and then miseries from other living entities, and yes, and then when the material energy attacks us, such as the weather, earthquake, the environment, you can see it's very much becoming agitated due to our good deeds. So, we go on reading the purport. Where were we? Yeah. This verse of Srimad Bhagavatam rejects as a cheating process all religious activity that aim at achieving materialistic goals, including dharma, artha, kama, and even moksha or liberation. According to Sridhar Swami, the material conception of success, moksha or liberation, is desired by those in material existence. Devotees, however, not being situated in material existence, have no desire for liberation. A devotee is always liberated in all stages of life because he is always engaged in the 9 items of devotional service. You know, the verse Jiva Mukta Sauchate, that devotee, even though he is living in this material world, with a material body, but he's considered to be liberated. Why? Why is he considered to be liberated? Don't be sure. Because he's? Always connected with Krishna. Yeah, but there's something in what is that connection? Yes, because he's always performing devotional service. So devotional service, it includes, when you do that, it includes a liberation as well. Not just extinguish the suffering from the material existence, but you also, the liberation gives you the pranam, dandavats pranam, stands underneath your feet. That's how powerful is devotional service. But not only that, when you do devotional service, then Lord Krishna becomes your servant. So you become really a master when you perform devotional service. It says, that Bhakti Vatsala, the Lord, when He sees the service of His devotee, He becomes His servant. This is not an exaggeration, it's all there in the Bhagavatam. Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. And devotional service starts with Shravanam, Kirtanam. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy holds that devotional service to Krishna always exists in everyone's heart. Sometimes you say, if you see devotees, they say, when they go, oh, that's not for me. It's for you, but not for me. So they think devotional service is only for those who can manage to be a little bit humble or be a little bit austere, or they manage to get up from their bed in the morning early. But actually, devotional service is latent. It's in the heart of everyone. We have to wake it up with Shravanam, Kirtanam. It's interesting. Shravanam, Kirtanam is the key for this service to become manifest, to unlock the devotional service from the heart. So therefore, never think, that, oh, devotional life is enough for me. It's in everyone's heart, everybody. Because we have all been created by Krishna to perform that activity, devotional service, loving service to Krishna, to God. He's created us for a purpose. It's not that we are useless, and you should never feel useless. Sometimes we think, that it's not for me, I am very unfortunate, I feel unworthy, useless. When you think like that, actually you're making an offense to Krishna. Why? Because indirectly you are saying that Krishna has created something useless, and therefore he must be a stupid God. God is not stupid. Everything he creates has a purpose and is useful. Correct? Yes or no? You agree? Very good. Hare Krishna. So, therefore, Krishna is intelligent. Everything he creates has a purpose and deserves respect. No matter the way we are, in which body we're traveling in, we are souls created, wonderful jivas created by God for His pleasure. We are part of His program. Krishna has a program, just like we do. We get up in the morning and we plan our program. What am I going to do today? Right? And usually the program is, in the beginning of the purport, everyone is after success, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and ultimately, if you are a little bit more intelligent, you merge into the Brahman. So this is the program of the jiva in this world. But the program of Krishna is to see everyone happy in their relationship with Krishna, with Him, in devotional service. There is nothing, no activity higher than that. Bhakti mam abhijanati yavanyas jasmitatmata. Sorry, I'm trying to explain a little bit in an articulate way this purport. I was not prepared for this. It was dropped on me. So we have to program our lives into the right direction. And the only path that generates not miseries, namely, like we read before, Adhyatmika, Adidevika, Adibodhika, the only path is devotional service. Rupa Goswami says that it's like a cooked seed in the nectar of devotion. He explained that the cooked seed will not produce any grains. Correct? If the seed is cooked, burned, it will not produce any grains. So devotional service is like that. Because it's cooked with love, it will not produce any reaction. There is no karma. It's the only activity that generates nothing but only love. Enthusiasm, love, and more love. So this is the power of this activity. It simply has to be awakened by the process of Shravanam Kirtanam. That's why the very first thing we do every morning, we don't just engage in devotional service, doing like serving prasad or, going on book distribution or preaching. In the morning, what do? We start with Shravanam Kirtanam. That wakes up the bhakti in the heart. And then we can go ahead with our day. Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting. About who? Vishnu, Smaranam. Then we remember Krishna, we remember Vishnu. Shravana di sudachitte karaye udaya. Caitanya-caritāmṛta 22:107. When a person is actually engaged in devotional service, his eternal relationship with the Lord, the servant-master relationship, is awakened. Omajana timirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurumalitam jena tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya manobhistam stapitam jena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you can see there are different types of seekers here. When we get up in the morning, we seek for some spiritual upliftment. Come to the temple, worship the deities, hearing the class, we chant Hare Krishna. We're seeking for something. Just like the birds, they get up in the morning and they're chirping, seeking for what? Where is food? On Anamoya. They are on Anamoya. All the animals, they are getting up in the morning to try to search for food. And similarly, here Prabhupada in the purport, in the beginning, he said the materialist common people, they get up in the morning and everyone is after success in religion, economic development, sense gratification, and ultimately merging into the existence of Brahman. So they're seeking, materialistic people, they seek for happiness, a mirage. Happiness which is, they even try to find it in religious principle. Some people, they're so frustrated and beaten left and right by Maya that sometimes, we get, I remember once I was traveling from Sankirtana, I saw a drunkard person being beaten up on his left side of the body. And then, he turned around because it was too painful. And he got beaten up on his right side of the body by somebody. So this is the uncomfortable situation of the living entity in this world. Maya attacks, and then we turn the other way out of pain, and we get some more beating. And then, we search for religion. Because religion gives some kind of peace of mind when we are suffering. So we shouldn't think that a lot of people, they're religious because they're God-fearing people. They don't like to suffer. They don't like to, they want a peaceful life. But that is not a good motivation. I just want to be peaceful. I don't want to suffer. But unfortunately, when you are in prison, suffering is there. And suffering pierces also into the institutions of religion. I was brought up in a Catholic boarding school, monastery, and I've seen suffering. Children being abused by nuns. We had to choose either 10 slaps with a stick on the hand or one on the other side of the hand. You can choose which one is less painful. Of course, it's and this is the material energy. Religion hurts also. That's why Lord Krishna, very cleverly, he says in the Gita, Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mamekam Saranam Vraja. Abandon all variety of religions. Religions, we think the word religions is a sacred word. But actually, relazione, Latin, religion, means to relate to connect with someone. But the institutions that we have in this world at the moment are not a good connection. Otherwise, we wouldn't have problems in the world. If a religion was perfect, a perfect institution, then there would be no problem. But the problems are there, everywhere. So therefore, some people, they prefer more economic development. Probably you'll make more advancement into economic development than being part of a religion of abuse. So therefore, this is the seeking of the conditioned soul. They're trying to seek for happiness. So there are three types of happiness, all described here. One is into sense gratification, and we think we are happy, but dusparena nalina cha, Bhagavad Gita says, Shishirada Gokulananda Kija. The happiness derived from sense gratification, the senses, they can never be satisfied. Dusparena nalina cha is like pouring fuel on fire. Have you tried to extinguish the fire with a fuel, with some more petrol on it? That's what it means, dusparena nalina cha. They'll never become. Krishna told Arjuna, don't take that path. And then there is a happiness in when you are tired of suffering with the reaction from our sense gratification, then you try to merge into the Brahman, the happiness of the Brahmavadi, Tattvavadi, Mayavadi, impersonalist. They think that just merging into the consciousness of God, the problem is solved, no more suffering. But no, even if we succeed, then we will fall down again. Why? Because the intelligence is not pure, it's not purified enough. There is that strain, trace of envy there. Because you become equal to God, on equal level with God. That's what it means, impersonalist. And but asama urdhva, Krishna cannot be equaled by anyone, and no one is greater than him. This is a verdict that there is nobody higher than God, except his own internal potency, happiness, which is Srimati Radharani. She is higher than, but she is the happiness of God. Just like, you like to enjoy your privacy by being happy. We go in so many places to be peaceful and happy. So that happiness, it's very dear to you. It's part of you. It's very intimate. So God also, He has His own happiness, internal pleasure, potency. But He has a personality, Srimati Radharani. And all the gopis, and all of us, we are all part of His internal potency, created to give a pleasure to Krishna. We are the happiness of Krishna. Just like a husband and wife, they have a baby. That fruit, that baby, it's the fruit of love. That's the happiness, represents the happiness of the mommy and daddy. That's why, my child is my happiness, my life and soul, my everything to me. Why? Because it's coming from your internal, intimate body. So Krishna, he has created all of us. Well, created, maybe not created, but we exist because there was never time, that we were created. Even in the Bhagavad, we've been existing as a part and parcel of Krishna eternally. There is no beginning and there is no end. And we are eternally safe. We are eternally useful. We are eternally happy if we understand this. That Krishna is the source of all happiness. The happiness that we derive from Him, we engage it in His service. So, there is happiness from the materialist people, the happiness from the impersonalist, and then there is the happiness from the spiritualist, devotees. The purport starts with all that. And how does it start? How this happiness becomes manifest again? Because at the moment, it's covered. It starts with Shravanam Kirtanam. As soon as we start to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, already you are happy. Because the names of Krishna and Krishna himself, Rupanam Namanamino, what is it? Abhidatvan Namanamino, yes. There is no difference between Krishna and his names. So as soon as we engage in Shravanam, Kirtanam, and remembering Krishna, these classes that we have every morning, everything we do is to remember Krishna. We're worshipping the deities so that when we're remembering to connect with someone, with the goal of life. We are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or Caitanya-caritāmṛta to remember about someone very special. It doesn't matter who's giving class, whether he's a sannyasi or a brahmachari or a grihasta, fallen in grihasta like me. But if anyone helps you to remember Krishna, that person is doing something useful. So I hope I'm doing something useful. I accepted this morning, to come and give a class because I said, okay, let me go and remember Krishna, say something about Krishna, so that my consciousness on Sankirtan will be propelled to remember what I was talking about while I distributed books today. It's good to talk about Krishna, to hear about Krishna. So, and that's how devotional service begins. But we don't just hear and then remember Krishna and then what? What's next? Let's go and take prasad? Or what is next? No. We try to help other people to remember Krishna. And that's why Harinam, book distribution. Every day before I go out, I always try to remember when I'm planning my program, remember what is the purpose of life? Is for me to achieve liberation, to become a devotee. But if I don't preach, then I remain a Sunday feast devotee. That's all. You are a devotee, but not. If you want to become very dear to Krishna, we have to preach. We have to go out of the temple, go out of our comfort zone, and try to help other people to engage in Shravanam Kirtanam. That comes in the form of book distribution, Harinam, and Prasadam. See, like the old group of brahmacharini, they went to Africa to preach. That's very nice. I was very happy to hear that. Sometimes we have to get out of the woodwork and go into the mind. That's what Prabhupada did. He came out of Vrindavan. There is no place higher than Vrindavan. But still he was feeling uncomfortable. There is a place higher than Vrindavan, that's the field of preaching. You may disagree with me, but it's a fact. Isn't it, Govinda? When we preach, wherever we go and you preach, you're taking Vrindavan with you. Not even of the Vrindavan of this earth, but the Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan. Because when you preach and you help someone to connect to Krishna, the Lord is actually watching you, and all the residents of Goloka Vrindavan and all the 33 million demigods are witnessing. The environment, the sky, the sun and the moon, which are the eyes of the Lord, the Virat Rupa, everyone is watching you. This person is connecting a forgotten soul to Krishna, and he's special. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, no one is more dear to me than those who preach my message to my devotees. We shouldn't think, that these people outside there, they are demons or karmi. We call them karmi. I don't use anymore this word, karmi. They are devotee of Krishna, but they've forgotten, isn't it? Yes or no? That's what Prabhupada said at the end of the purport. When a person is actually engaged in devotional service, his eternal relationship with the Lord, the servant-master relationship, is awakened. That means, this is the end of the line of the purport, means that at the moment they are dormant, they're sleeping in the lap of Maya. So therefore our duty is to wake them up with Shravanam Kirtanam. I find that, of course, being in charge of book distribution, I have to talk a little bit about book distribution. It's the highest, one of the highest service that we can render in this world to humanity. Because there is not other powerful way how to help someone. They get a book, or they get the holy name, and they go home with something in their pocket to remember Krishna. It's good to do Shravanam Kirtanam, but we also want to give them the Vishnu Smaranam. When they go home, they will remember Lord Vishnu by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. And believe it or not, their consciousness, they got every time, even by touching the book, even by looking at the space between the lines, they get purified. You know this white space, yeah? They get purified. Even by looking at the corner of the book, there is nothing here. But actually you get purified. Touching the book, looking at the book. Even by not looking at the book, but you look at the book distributor, or having a darshan of a devotee. It's a very rare commodity for a conditioned soul. It's like winning a lottery. I'm not exaggerating. When I first time saw a devotee, it was spectacular. It was the greatest movie that I've ever watched in my life. So beautiful personality. There is something about them, especially when you see them chanting in the street. Harinam is the perfection of darshan. Probably it's even more auspicious than having a darshan on the altar. This is not blasphemy. If you see a Harinam party alive, because everything is there, the devotee, the consciousness, the holy name, everything. But the darshan here, you get the deities, but people, they don't get the holy name. They don't get the devotees. People, that's why Srila Prabhupada, he came to the West and he made so many devotees just by his presence, chanting, under a tree. That's how we start the seed of this movement. I'm not trying to minimize deity worship. Krishna on the altar reigns eternally supreme, but he's the one telling us, get out now and do something for me. He doesn't say, stay here and look at me for the rest of your life. Doesn't it? And then what? Then you feel hungry, okay, let's go and take some prasad. You feel tired, all right, let's go and sleep. Then you feel bored, okay, let's go and chat with a friend. Having a darshan of Krishna is good, purifies the heart, but we have to always think, what's next program? What's next? Right? I'm not trying to say that everybody should go out on books, book distribution, but it's something for us to think. Wherever you go, help someone to remember Vishnu Smaranam. And that's how you become dear to Krishna. And now it's 8:30, and I'm going to end the class here. Is 8:30 or 8:45? 8:30. All right, so we'll ask if there's any questions. What time we finish at Saturday? All right, we can have some questions. Yeah. So, is any disagreement or any... You all agree what I said? Yeah? Made sense. Any questions? Any comments? Yes? Good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class, it was amazing. What is God-fearing? Or if a living entity is God-fearing, what path should that entity take? Or can a living entity not be a God-fearing?
Can a living entity not be a God-fearing person, you mean?
Yeah.
God-fearing?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. There is in the beginning, when we approach Krishna consciousness, we are always afraid because we've been institutionalized like a prisoner, He's been afraid of abuse in prison for many years. But then he comes out, it's institutionalized. That fear is there, is still there. Like, me, I was always afraid of the nuns because they used to beat me up. And it took a long time, to become free from that fear. So when you become a devotee, you're afraid of God, and that's why there is awe and reverence. But while you perform devotional service, you will see that's why in the purport, here, Prabhupada says, that gives the answer to your question, that one should establish, some kind of relationship with God. Your instinct, your bhava will become manifested, and then slowly you make friendship with Krishna, you're not afraid anymore. Just like when a couple, they get married in the beginning, there is a fear there, a lot of fear. I don't know this person, but I have to commit myself for the rest of my life. What about if he's crazy, he or she? What about, if he betrays me or abuse me or whatever? The fear is always there. But then once you get to know the person, just like, in the beginning, some people, they said it to my wife, oh, he's probably going to leave you in 10 years. And then my Guru Maharaj said, if you stay more than 10 years with her, you have proved to be a good husband. So I've been married for 31 years now. So the fear is there. The fear of going out of the time, crossing the road, and then you're afraid of a truck, is it going to run you over? But even in our relationship with God, but then it becomes more, you become intimate with Krishna, with your service. I don't want to be a sahaja, but sometimes when things they go wrong, I get angry with Krishna. And that's healthy. Why not? Treat him as a person. I used to be afraid to be angry to God in the beginning when I joined. Not anymore now. If things they go, I just express my disappointment. That's my policy, my relationship with God. And every one of us, we have a relationship. I'm not a Brahman, I'm not a Pujari, but I'm a preacher. I go out every day on book distribution and I talk to Krishna. When I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth and then I say, dear Lord, I wonder how those people they're going to be. Who are those people who are coming in contact with me and take your books? I'm brushing my teeth, they're also brushing their teeth. I'm having breakfast, they're also having breakfast. I'm giving class now, but probably those people who are destined to take my books, they're doing some other nonsense, something else. Doesn't mean, But then the trick comes, that I meet them and Lord Krishna will send them, to take the message. It's a very powerful thing. So when I feel more and more the presence of God is there. Sometimes people say, oh, I think I've seen you somewhere. It's not that they've seen me, but they see something in me, or they recognize the Bhagavad Gita, or they see something. Krishna becomes manifest through his devotee. He doesn't want us to be afraid of him. But at the beginning is healthy. That's why we have honor and reverence. We have to worship the deities, worship, the spiritual master, worship the Lord, the books. But if you become a little bit familiar with Krishna with the power of devotional service, that's a good thing. Very good thing. Because in the Vaikuntha Loka, there is no fear, no anxiety. And Goloka Vrindavan, everyone is free. There are, in the pastimes of Krishna, there are his friends, they climb on his shoulder, they bully him, they fight with him, and it's all, there's no fear. So we have to reach that stage, and that stage can only be reached by devotional service. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Anything else? Govinda Prabhu, you want to add any of your Govinda Prabhu is, I worship him because he's a very good devotee. I admire.
Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Going back to your point, you made an interesting statement about preachings higher than Vrindavan. So I once heard it said, and I don't know if there's any evidence, I'm wondering if you have any evidence, said there's an advantage to being here because, even in the spiritual world, in Gaura's Leela, everyone's already a devotee, so you can't actually make devotees. The only place you can actually truly save conditioned souls is in this realm. So there's a sense in which whatever preaching is going on, you can only actually do it here. That makes this place more special in some respects than the spiritual world. I don't know if this is any evidence for this. Any charyas have said this, or what are your comments?
You are correct, actually. Once I heard from Tamal Krishna Maharaj that in the spiritual world there is nothing that can distract Radha and Krishna. Nothing of going on in this material world that can distract them. But even when they're absorbed, in their intimate pastimes, even the environment of the Vrindavan cannot distract the Lord from his pastimes. But there is one thing can distract the Lord, and they turn their face towards the material world. And that happened when the Lord Chaitanya came to preach. And they were enchanted, Radha and Krishna, to see the devotees preaching and giving Krishna consciousness. It's just like a mommy and daddy, they are enjoying in the house a party. But there is a son missing. They got many children. They got all the children at home, but there is one or two missing. So when they find out about their whereabouts and that someone has found them, then their party, they're not interested anymore in the party. They want to find out where are the children. That's the same attention Krishna gives to the poor conditioned soul, to the devotees, when he goes out and connects someone, a lost living entity, to him. We don't know, but the Lord, everything becomes agitated. The Lord in the heart, the universe. You're making a point there because you have extinguished the material existence of someone who's been here rotting for millions and billions of births. And you've given them in the form of Shravanam, Kirtanam, or Bhagavad Gita, or told them something about Krishna, or given them a prasad. You have actually delivered that person. And then from that time on, it's only a matter of time, that they have boarded the train. What do you say? They are on the voyage of spiritual life. It's only a matter of time that Krishna will see them again, embracing them again. So, it's where there is a preaching, preaching is higher than any other spiritual activity, meditation, or even the bliss of relationship, the highest relationship that we have with God. Okay, I've got Mahabhav, I'm enjoying with Krishna in the spiritual world. And then what? I'm the one enjoying, not the others. But if I try to get away from that Mahabhav and go and claim other conditional souls, like Prabhupada did. Prabhupada, he was enjoying the Mahabhava. It's not, all these great personalities, they're all very comfortable to be with Krishna. But sometimes I have to give Krishna more pleasure, that sentiment of bhava, they come down to preach. Because the crown jewel of love is compassion. That's why compassion, it's always higher than love. That's my opinion. Maybe someone will disagree. The crown jewel of Krishna, he's a lover personified, but his crown jewel is Lord Chaitanya. And he sits as a crown on the head of Radha Gokulananda. I have to die of heart attack if I'm speculating now. Because Lord Chaitanya is the mercy personified from the love of Radha and Krishna. But pure mercy. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Hare Krishna. So, we'll stop the class here. You got, okay, one last thing.
Actually, Prabhu, what you mentioned about the crown, it's quite in Parampara, where we have a Vaishnav song where it said that Sava Avatara Sara Shiromani. So in terms of Lord Chaitanya, he's the crown jewel because he's bringing that compassion that he's giving Krishna to everyone.
Beautiful.
So that's
Thank
why
you.
he's the crown jewel.
Beautiful. Jai Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.
Mm.